for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Central Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Baxter Regional Medical Center, providing big city healthcare with a hometown touch. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas and Southern Missouri. It is Thursday, April 18th, 2019 at 7 a.m.
Whoop, whoop.
And it's raining.
It is.
And it's raining.
Well, we kind of knew it was coming.
We knew it was coming.
They were actually correct on this one.
Yes, they got it right. Yeah, and it's still raining here. My goodness.
I think it's supposed to rain all day, isn't it?
I think so. That's what the radar's showing. It looks like it's going to be around for a while.
Yeah.
So, good morning,
Kinda
everybody.
Figures. Yep. That time of year. It's
that
spring.
time of year,
We're
it's
gonna get
spring showers, you know. What was that old saying? April showers bring May flowers. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That old saying from years ago. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome Down on the Corner program, brought to you by Baxter Regional Medical Center. Best care anywhere. Remember that sign on MASH? Best care anywhere.
Best care anywhere. I do.
State-of-the-art Baxter Regional Medical Center right here in North Central Arkansas, serving North Arkansas and Southern Missouri.
Have you been in there since they've been doing some of their remodeling?
Yeah, well,
the check-in area is really cool.
I've not been down there.
They built separations and stuff where it's just not a big open thing.
Really?
It's actually really, really nice. They spent a lot of time and effort on it. Really.
Been about 2 weeks ago. Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, they're changing it from looking like a hospital to a 5-star resort.
Well, yeah, I tell you what. It's pretty nice down there, let me tell you. Thanks to Baxter Regional Medical Center for sponsoring the show today, and appreciate all the work they do. I mean, you know, let me get the sign here real quick. Urgent care 24/7, only $69 per visit. We need to mount this somewhere, so I'll set that right there so Scooter can get it on the camera. And we got that.
Let me see if I can do switch you over to the. There we go.
There you go. Urgent care 24/7, only $69.
Hold on, I got to take down my little sign. There we go. Now we can see it.
Yep.
24/7 or 24/7. You can call them anytime. It's $69 per visit. You can call them from the house.
Yep.
Talk to a doctor right there on your phone. Explain to your it's an awesome. That's where technology is going today.
There it is. Yep.
Again, Baxter Regional Medical Center leading the way in technology and everything else. I mean, it's just amazing.
You bet. Hey, I'm enjoying Brewed Awakening Coffee. You can do the same thing. Brewed Awakening Coffee with 3 locations in Mountain Home to serve you. Once again, we're going to bring up Baxter Regional Medical Center because Brewed Awakening is in the lobby.
Yes.
Right there, Brewed Awakening Coffee. And you got Bomber Boulevard, and you've got Highway 62 East Plaza out by Anytime Fitness. And, of course, the rainy day today in Bomber Boulevard, it's already 7:03. Bomber's going to be a little bit busy. They'll be busy. So,
rain or not, they'll be busy.
They'll be busy, yeah. So, check out the best coffee in town. It's Brewed Awakening. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water, right?
There you go.
Mm-hmm. They've got the mochas, the lattes, the espresso. They've got just regular good old black coffee. And
what else they got to eat but cinnamon rolls? That's all I've had so far.
All kinds. They've got the little muffins. You know, the little oatmeal that I'll warm up? Yeah. They've got that available, too. They can heat that up. I've seen that out at Baxter Regional. Granola bars, you name it, out there at Baxter Regional, they've got it pretty well set.
We need to get one of their little menu things where we can take a shot of it and see what all they carry.
Well, I might do that next week. Good
just
idea.
An idea.
You know, ever so often, you know.
I know.
Wow,
hey, it scares me too. It does.
Just dazzle us with this intelligence there.
I mean, my ideas people are usually not excited about, so every now and then.
Once again,
I get a lot of ideas. I'm not just saying they're not always good ones.
Brewed Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water. And of course, Roller Funeral Home brings the morning prayer each and every day right here in Mountain Home. Talk to Bruce, Charlotte, Chris, anyone out there at Roller Funeral Home can help you, whether it's an emergency or if it's the passing of a loved one after a long illness, whatever the situation may be. Roller Funeral Homes right here in Mountain Home. And in the state of Arkansas, there's 29 Roller Funeral Homes to serve you with 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. Roller Funeral Homes, with all our respect, very dignified, very professional, very up to date on all, there's laws concerning funerals and burial and things like that. So you don't have to worry when you go to Roller Funeral Homes. So Talk to Bruce, Chris, Charlotte, anyone out there can help you. Roller Funeral Homes, with all due respect, let's pause now for the morning prayer. Heavenly Father, I'm reminded of a story that says, imagine you and your wife and 5-year-old boy are a part of the last 1,000 people on earth because everyone is dying from a dreaded disease. Then it's learned that the 5-year-old boy is immune and his blood can save the others, but it would cost him his life. After the boy has passed, his blood is prepared for distribution to the other people. Then they refuse, saying, we'll take our chances without it. This is how we are with Jesus Christ. We're afraid to change, so we take our chances without Christ. Lord, I pray you let us not be foolish, and pray you bring us back to you. And that's my prayer for this Easter weekend. Amen. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas, bring morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes.
And now, da, da, da,
Hey,
the
you
weather.
oiled one of those valves on that trumpet, didn't you? Yeah, right. Morning weather brought to you by the Z Team. They're going to get their money's worth for the weather today, aren't they? I think I could spend the next 30 minutes on the weather. Bob and Linda Zadora for all your real estate needs. Century 21 Lemac Real Estate, the Z Team. Bob and Linda Zadora, 870-405-0793. Check out the website, retiretoarkansas.net.
I need to talk to her and get some, like, tips that we can give off.
Okay.
You know, little real estate tips. Like,
They've got them.
you know, call in before you spend all the, you know, I talked about the other day about spending all the money remodeling the house and stuff when not everything's got to
That's right.
be done. I mean,
See, Linda is a professional stager, so when you list your house to sell with Bob and Linda, she comes in and she can stage the house and knows what people look at when they first walk in. It's that first eye appeal that comes around. Ooh, I like, you know, that first, ooh, that's pretty well, where do I sign, you know? Anyway, time for the live cam. If we have.
Yep.
Wow, that's
you can
not bad.
actually see.
Yeah. This is a live shot at 7:07 this morning. Brought to you by the Z Team, Bob and Linda Zadora, for all your real estate needs. You're looking from Marion County into Baxter County. And the clearing there is the Cotter Park. That's around the baseball field there, where the caboose and other the train memorabilia is out there at Cotter. And it seems to be nice and green in Cotter and a little bit there in Marion County, as you see up there in the front of the shot. Beautiful white river.
You got it.
Yep.
I like it.
Brought to you by the Z Team for all your real estate needs. Bob and Linda Zadora. If you're in Missouri, give them a call. They're licensed in Missouri and Arkansas. So folks in Ozark County can come on down. Howell County, love to help you out. Give them a call at 870-405-0793. And I need some folks today to check out retiretoarkansas.net. You can see that very same shot. Now, some of my friends in Maryville, Illinois, and around Troy, Illinois, and Fairview, I'd say, log in and I see what Dale's up to today. Take a look at retiretoarkansas.net, because some of my friends are getting ready to retire up there and they want to come down here. So come on down, call Bob and Linda. They can set you up. Right?
There you go.
There you go. Morning weather brought to you by the Z Team. Bob and Linda Zadora. 59 degrees in Mountain Home right now, 60 at Flippin, 57 in Harrison. Yellville at 60, Salem at 60, Calico Rock at 59, 63 though in Mountain View, 66 in St. Louis, 62 in Poplar Bluff, West Plains at 60, 55 in Branson, and 34 in Watford City, North Dakota. A little bit cooler up there today. Okay, here we go. The national radar in Arkansas is green and yellow and some red, and you can see this rain starts in the southern tip of Texas, comes across eastern Texas into Louisiana, and it's covering almost all of Arkansas.
Almost covering the whole state.
Yeah. Then it kind of swirls over to southeast Missouri, and I tell you what, southeast Missouri, if you've not been over around Poplar Bluff and a little area called Coon Island over there by Neelyville, it is flat, and I guarantee you it's flooding over there today. So if you're out on Highway 142, even Highway 67 at 160, you know, south of Poplar Bluff.
Poor Mississippi hadn't came down yet. Now we're getting all this
look
rain.
at this. My goodness, yeah.
That Mississippi River is going to be a mess.
Wow. Anyway, we'll take a look at the Little Rock radar real quick. Most of the state covered in rain right now, and you can see the flood watch boxes from Texarkana back to Little Rock and back over east on I-40. Every highway in the state basically is affected by the rain. All the interstates, all the federal highways, all the state highways, with the exception of extreme southeast and extreme northwest Arkansas right now. Fayetteville just now coming out of the shower activity, as you can see. I'm going to go ahead and put that in motion real quick. Want to see it?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah, it's coming up. We're going to get that flash player in there. So it's moving mainly north-northeast, it looks like. So it's going to be around for a while. So when you got a bear by the tail, go where the bear goes, I tell you.
There you
It's
go.
going to be raining. All right. That's the Little Rock stop there. Like I say, most of the highways in Arkansas are covered in rain right now. We'll go to the St. Louis radar stop. Same thing basically in southeast Missouri and most of Illinois. You can see, I hit the Paducah. Well, I couldn't see St. Louis because of the rain. See if I find, there it is. St. Louis stop, you can see Illinois and parts of Missouri. It hasn't made it all the way up to Farmington or Rolla, so I-70 and I-44 basically clear. And north of Cape Girardeau, I-55 going into St. Louis is not too bad. Little, just scattered shower activity. Illinois getting a little bit around Mount Vernon on I-64 and on I-70 at Vandalia and Effingham, Illinois. But the St. Louis area not too bad. Columbia and Rolla not getting any showers right now. Southwest Missouri, they're not as bad as southeast Missouri. A little bit in Branson, out towards Salem, up towards Rolla. I-44, not too bad a shape. Joplin, Springfield, Lebanon, Rolla.
See
then
Mountain
Kansas City.
Home right in the middle of the yellow.
Right in the middle of the yellow. Well, we're getting it right now, aren't we? Wow. It is what it is. All right, let's see. For today, you can see the darker green is flash flood watch. Your lighter green is a flood warning. That's along the Mississippi River. On either side of the river, Mississippi and Arkansas, we got some flood watches there. So western Tennessee, western Kentucky, southern Illinois, southern and central Indiana, southeast Missouri, the eastern half of Arkansas, northern Louisiana, and almost all of Mississippi under that flood watch box right now. So we got to be careful. For today, we got a 90% chance of showers and thunderstorms with a high of 62. Tonight, a 20% chance of showers with a low of 45. Then Friday, decreasing clouds, high of 62. Friday night, a low of 40. Saturday, bright sunshiny skies and 70. Saturday night, a low of 51. Sunday, Easter Sunday, high of 78 with a beautiful sunshiny day there. And then later on, it clouds up and we have a 20% chance of showers going into Monday morning with a high of 76.
I was going to look because I was looking at the weather thing, a different forecast, and they were actually, they're calling for 80 degrees on Sunday. So let's see what happens. I'd like to see it pop 80 degrees. That would be cool.
Nice. I Drive Arkansas. Let's see. I'm going to check those route conditions, weather radar, highway closures. Don't need that. Current weather conditions. Yeah.
That doesn't help you.
Doesn't help a bit, does it? We had just showers throughout. I don't know that weather.
Turn on that one and the third one.
There we go.
That gives you.
Yeah. These are the flood watch boxes along I-30 and I-40 from basically Hot Springs, Arkadelphia, Little Rock, back over towards Memphis. A couple of accidents, 3 accidents in the state. And there was a flood. Anyway.
You may not have it up right now.
May not have it up. Then the state of Missouri, once again, they're putting up with the flooding and, more rain in southeast Missouri right now. That's going to affect Highway 61 from the southern tip of Missouri all the way up to St. Louis. So before you travel.
On the southeast corner, you may see more flood things popping up later. So
yeah, and this is Highway 160 right here. And then Highway 142 is down in this area. It's not marked on this map, I don't believe. It's just right here between Thayer and Doniphan, Missouri. That's going to flood around the 11-Point River. I've seen that flood many, many times. The Boot Hill, Missouri, really flat. South of Highway 60 down towards Poplar Bluff, Needleville, Naylor.
If you're traveling today, we recommend taking a look.
I'm looking hard at it because I got to
go
go
to
through
MoDOT.
it. Yeah.
And take a look and make sure your travel's going to be okay.
Yep, you bet. Morning weather brought to you by the Z-Team, Bob and Linda Zadora. For all your real estate needs, call them at 870-405-0793. Take another quick look at the live shot from the White River. You can look at this on your smartphone or your computer at home. Go to retiretoarkansas.net. And while you're there, check out all the listings they have. It's a very user-friendly website. Give them a call, 870-405-0793.
It's raining its butt off outside, and it looks so peaceful in that picture.
Yeah, it does. Community calendar brought to you by Old Time Restaurant on the Square in Mountain Home. Best breakfast, best lunch in town, Monday through Friday, 7 to 2, Saturday to 11 a.m.
For breakfast, we've got the twos. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we run the twos. So it's actually a popular item, so we do it a couple times during the week. You got 2 pancakes, 2 eggs, 2 sausage or bacon, all for $5.88. Or for lunch, Kimmy's homemade Salisbury steaks today. Comes with 2 sides, roll of cornbread, $6.88. Can't beat it.
Oh, boy, sounds good. Wow, that's really good. Real quick, Yellville Summit FFA has a spring plant sale Monday through Thursday, April 22nd through 25th, from 3:30 to 5:30 each day at the Yellville Summit High School greenhouse next to the new gym. If you need information on this, you can call Mrs. Quinn at 501-650-2356. And we have Mary Poppins Jr. coming up with the Mountain Christian Academy, April 27th and 28th. April 27th at 7 p.m., April 28th at 2 p.m. at Dunbar Auditorium with free admission. Night with Your Night and Father-Daughter Ball takes place Friday, May 10th for the Night with Your Night. And the Father-Daughter Ball is Saturday, May 11th. Tickets are currently on sale. You can call 424-6622 for ticket information. And with that, it's 7:16. We need to take a break, because we've got some folks here from, well, Gloria Ann's here from Calico Rock. We've got some quilts to look at today.
All right.
It's going to be fun, so stick around. We're going to be right back.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home.
Our old burger was only 7 ounces, but now it's 8 with brioche bun and pickles. Comes with its own steak knife, it's really that big. Your best competition is always yourself. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. We're focused on one thing, burgers, ribs, fajitas. Just that one thing, burgers, ribs, and fajitas. We're reeling in our menu because it got out of hand. We had a moment of self-actualization. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back.
Do you know where your money goes when you give to charity? At the Salvation Army, 85 cents of every dollar stays to help those in need in our local community. Hi, I'm Captain Spaulding. The money we raise help people in the surrounding 5 counties, including Baxter, Marion, Sharp, Izzard, and Fulton. You can help by donating your unwanted items and by shopping at the Salvation Army store. Those in need get assistance with rent, utilities, sending kids to camp, and many other things. When it comes to this charity, the Salvation Army always helps those in our community.
Whether you're a professional lawnscape contractor or a homeowner in need of quality lawn equipment, Moran's Lawn & Garden has you covered. Moran's is the longest originally owned lawn and garden business in Mountain Home, with a 5,700 square foot warehouse packed full of new current year inventory for all your lawn maintenance needs. Moran stocks a full line of factory parts, and they service everything they sell, offering top names like Grasshopper, Hustler, and Country Clipper. Moran stands behind their quality service with thousands of customers using their products daily. Moran's Lawn & Garden, servicing the entire Twin Lakes area.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, And I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
It's almost 7:21 on this Thursday, April 18th, and the rain's starting to die down a little bit here.
It is.
And we welcome Gloria and Sanders here from the Calico Rock Museum, and we've been talking about quilting and evolving fabric art on the community calendar over the last several weeks. What gave us this last time you were here, and so that's part of our topics right now. But what do you need to talk about today?
Well, number one, the evolving in art. Yep. This is the largest exhibit we've ever done. We actually had 3 of the people in our area, Marlene Gwaltney, Barbara Carlson, and Kathy Bennett, who've been doing quilts for years. And I asked them, if you had your ideal idea of a quilt exhibit, what would you do? And so they came up with this idea that they wanted to do this evolving in art. And it's actually a 6-week program. And there's 2 weeks for each section. And the sections that we've got are the traditional quilting, the new tools, and the new directions. And it works out, we had quite a few people already through, and it just started on Tuesday, so we're kind of excited about it. It's a great exhibit. We have, I brought you some samples today of some quiltings. Quilting started out in the Egyptian time, actually, and continued on until today. It was used not only for keeping people warm and doing things, but it was also used for clothing, used for trading, used for a lot of different things. I brought you some examples now. The one on the bottom down here, this one down here, actually,
you can walk around there if you need to. Yeah, sure.
You bet.
Yeah, I think you've got a live long shot. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Okay. This is what's known as a friendship quilt. This area...
You're fine, go ahead.
Okay, this is a friendship quilt, and what people do, people used to get together and have these quilting bees, and these were done with names of people, and so as remembrance. This is one of the oldest quilts that we have. We have one older than this that's in the exhibit, and I did not bring it. But this is a yo-yo quilt. Each one of these little pieces is put together as a yo-yo and then hand put together. This is an amazing old piece. This actually fell apart in 2 pieces, so I brought one for today, and there's one in the exhibit. And this one, even though it's a star pattern, I brought it more to show that this is in a frame. That was known as a lap quilting machine. So they actually sat with this over their lap and said, instead of using the cell phone of today, they actually sat and did this in the evenings and things. Or sat there's another way of doing it on a large quilting loom. So it's used quite often, and there's a lot of other different ones, but these are the ones that I brought you to give you some samples of what you'll see today.
Beautiful.
So it's a really, really wonderful exhibit. You'll see a lot of different things. They put a lot of time and effort into it, and so it's going to be exciting.
My goodness. Just look at the detail, even on the long camera shot.
I know.
I mean, look at what was that? Is that the top in there? That's called the star pattern?
It's a star pattern. And everything at that time was done by hand. So, and the quilting is done really, it's almost like a 1/4 of an inch constantly. And in those days, it did look like it was machine done, but it was never done by machine then. Today, everything is done.
Is there a way I can go take one of those cameras and zoom in while y'all talk?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Which camera? The middle?
Take this one nearest here.
Okay, I'm going to go zoom in on that. And y'all talk for a minute.
The yo-yo quilt, if you can come in on that one, is amazing because it's just strips of fabric. It starts as a square, and they just keep bringing it in, and finally it becomes almost like an octagon, and those octagons are then put together and stitched together and held together. Most times they had a backing on it, but not always. I have seen this pattern or this type of thing done as a vest, and I can tell you it does not.
Go over to the yo-yo quilt.
The yo-yo one, which is one on the corner.
The circles. Yeah, that's the one we want to see right there.
Each one of those little circles is actually starts as a square, and you bring it in, and they do it and hand stitch everything. It's amazing that it is held up as well as they can. Today, you didn't see it earlier, but I use gloves when I handle it because it's actually the oils from your body then get into it and makes it deteriorates it a little bit faster. But it's amazing to me to think that, number one, these have held up through this time. And some of the ones that you see in the larger museums or even in the Smithsonian, it's amazing that they have held up as well as they have. Quilts traveled across the world. They used in the Great Plains. It took cross country. Took about 3 quilts per person to, that's what they used, and they used it for warmth. They used it for design. They hung it inside on the walls to keep for warmth. They did a lot of different things for it. The block pattern, which is just a simple block pattern, was traded quite a bit, used for trading, and was also was mailed to different people. Pony Express would actually take them from one part of the country to the others. What we're trying to do with this particular exhibit is to learn the facts and the myths of the early quilting, also to discover the variety of quilts and appliques. Some of them were embroidered. How they piece the blocks together and the whole cloth. So we're kind of excited about it. It's the first on Saturdays. What we have each Saturday, what we're doing is doing demonstrations as well as exhibit as well. So we've got classes. The classes are from 10 to 2. You do need to sign up for those. If you were to go to our website, which is CalicoRockMuseum.com, and in our events it has it, or you could just call and we will go ahead and set you up for the classes. Like this Saturday we're going to design a block pattern. That's going to be the demonstration on how they design a block pattern. Go up to events. Oh wait, there you go, all the way across up
right
at the top.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get this up on the screen in a minute. Scooter's reset one of those cameras real quick.
It's right there.
Is that what we need right there?
It's to the right one.
Right there?
Yeah. Well, you've got the same one that you've got here. This is it. Same thing. The workshop this Saturday is going to be how to make a sandwich make a quilt sandwich, which is basically take the top, what you use in the middle, the batting. They didn't use that batting as we have. They almost used like a blanket and that type of thing. So in between. So it wasn't as thick as we have today. If you pick up an older quilt, it's very heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
The ones that today people are using that cotton batting or that polyester batting, and so it's really fluffy and makes great 3D designs and stuff like that. But as far as warmth,
you could go down to one of the box stores and buy a blanket.
Yeah.
It takes like 4 of them to get warm, but put one quilt on the bed.
Oh yeah.
And like,
and heavy.
And
Don't plan on moving.
Yeah. Let's see. I do need to turn over, but this quilt weighs a ton. You know?
Yeah. But I think this is going to be. It's going to be great for learning purposes. It's not only that, but it's just great. It's a great program. So we're excited about it. Like I said, it is the largest quilt. It is the largest exhibit I've done since we've opened. I wasn't sure how 6 weeks seems like a long time, but when you start putting the aspects of it together, it goes pretty quick.
It goes by fast. It sure does.
Yeah, it sure does.
So right now you're in the middle of History Week, and that's part of what you call the yo-yo quilt over there.
Yeah,
that is amazing.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And the detail. Could you all see the detail when I was
Oh
moving the
yeah,
game? Could you
when
see
you
the
were
detail
zoomed
on the
in, you
screen?
could see the detail of it. That's
a
lot of work. went
nothing
into
was
each.
wasted.
Yeah.
If your dress or shirt or something had a rip, that was put away then for quilting. So you can find some that are done with heavier fabrics, men's jackets, different things, pants or something like that. So they actually used everything. They didn't throw things away.
Well, I've seen quilts made from clothing, like a blouse or shirt left over from somebody that's passed away.
Yes,
and it's
that's
kind
an
of
amazing
the
thing.
the memory quilts.
Yeah.
Wow.
We've the craziest, and I mean that in a good sense, a quilt that I've ever seen was a young child who passed away from I think it was MS, and he had all his favorite T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
And all those T-shirts were then put
on the
into
quilt.
a quilt as a memorial to, with his birth date and everything else to it. So.
In 1983, my grandparents had their 50th wedding anniversary, and all of my aunts had each part of the family do a block on that quilt. And in the middle, of course, was my grandparents. It gave their family tree, so to speak. It didn't go back for millions of generations. Just went back, 100 years. And from that point, each one had a block on the quilt. It was pretty neat.
My wife's dad passed away a little over a year ago, and they had his big thing is the kids have always bought him T-shirts, different T-shirts from different places, and
oh wow,
they had it done up with all the shirts. Like Amanda got one with all the shirts that she had bought them, and they'd made a quilt out of these. Shirts, and it's
so much fun.
It's really cool.
Passed down through generations, and I don't think that the kids today necessarily appreciate as much, but they will when they get older and they begin to see it. I've heard them come in now and say, "Oh, I really didn't appreciate it then, but they do now."
Yeah,
they do now.
We need to take a break. It's coming up on 7:32. All right, we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
When you need durable and comfortable hospital scrub stat, you need the Uniform Shop. The Uniform Shop is the place for top quality uniforms, carrying a great selection of name brands including Carhartt, Cherokee, and Gray's Anatomy, as well as shoes from Clogs, Softwalk, and Landau, stethoscopes from Littman, blood pressure cuffs, scissors, name tag retractable, compression socks, paramedic BDUs, and Rocky boots. The Uniform Shop also offers customizing, embroidery, as well as minor alterations. Let us put you in uniforms. Shop the Uniform Shop. Take a step back in time when going to a barbershop meant more than just getting a haircut. Come into Legionnaire's Barbershop today, a unique gentleman barbershop. Get back in style from a former celebrity hairstylist and a licensed barber instructor who are trained in tonsorial arts and lock removal and happy to give you a straight razor shave. Legionnaire's Barbershop is veteran-owned and operated and located at 848 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. For a full, old-fashioned barbershop experience, stop by Legionnaire Barbershop today. Your car is a member of the family. It takes you where you need to go, and it makes sure you are safe at all times. When a wreck or accident happens, trust the only place that will treat you and your vehicle like a person, not a number. From collision repair and windshield replacement to paintless dent repair and hail damage removal, Dent Boys can cover all your automotive repair needs and make sure you are satisfied every step of the way. Call or visit the professionals at Dent Boys today. 7:34, continuing our discussion with Gloria about the evolving fabric quilting art, and this is truly art in, I'm going to say, probably one of its finest categories. You know, we've got a painter here in town, Dwayne Hayda, just super talented person with the how he paints the rivers and the landscape stuff, and now
beautiful.
You've got this type of artwork on the quilt. How do you come up with, and I know we're talking history and new tools and new directions over the next couple weeks on Calico, how do you all, what's step one in making a quilt? I mean, let's talk about the history of it. Let's go back 50, 60 years. We need a new quilt. What do we do?
They actually kept what we call our rag bag, you know, today. Yeah. But we kept more towels, but they did their scraps of clothing. They could take the smallest piece of fabric and piece it together to make something. The whole reason for quilts started out was for warmth. And it actually evolved from that, and it really got delicate. You know, there is a quilt that's known as the crazy quilt. I have one at the museum. I did not bring it. It's done in all satins, but the stitching between, I mean, it looks like a Mod Podge of somebody just threw this on the thing, and now how are we going to stitch it together? And it's stitched on the top with like a gold thread. And it's usually the satins and the velvets and that type of thing, and they're very rare to have one today. The one that we have is from 1826. So to have that, to even have a piece of that quilt today is amazing. 1826.
That's pushing 200 years.
Yeah. People don't realize the value of what they have. This not only is generations, but people can go to a quilt as this friendship quilt, and we have 2 of them in the museum, done by different classes that have they graduated from high school. They can go and I say, well, you know, I worked on this square. Yeah. Or I put my name, or my friend did this one. And at that time, people would have these quilting bees where they would actually get together. Where we do the church groups and different things like that today, we go to Wednesday. Well, they would have their Thursday afternoon or Thursday evening quilting bee. Somebody brought a pie. They did these things,
and
a
lot of times it's when a woman was expecting a child.
Oh yeah, you always got a new quilt.
They always got a new quilt. The ladies would come by and they'd work and get that quilt ready for that new baby.
And it was all done by hand. Mm-hmm. That's the thing to remember. Each one of these were pieced together by hand, and you saw the size of the one that we had that we folded. Those things were all done. All the pieces were put together, the designs, and each design was developed by somebody. You know, you can't just say that, oh, the star pattern just evolved. It really didn't. Somebody sat and made that and came up with that idea. So there are different patterns. I think there's thousands of patterns today.
Let's look at the time involved, because I'm thinking back of my heritage in southeast Missouri in the early 60s, and I knew how hard the men and women worked because they were farmers. Yeah. Hypothetically, the man's out on the farm. His wife is then either taking care of the kids. Mm-hmm. Back then, they cooked on wood stoves.
Oh, yes.
And so you're thinking here, the time in making a quilt, and that's why they had the quilting bees. You get 8 or 10 people together, you can knock one out, but when the wife had to get up at 3:30, 3:45 in the morning to cook the breakfast so he can get out in the field by 5 o'clock, he's out in the field to noon, then you got lunch, you got a house to clean, your kids take care of, and you're making a quilt.
That wouldn't happen today.
No. No.
The sewing machine comes out to get the quilt done pretty quick.
A little bit quicker.
And if you really can't see the detail in the hand quilting on this, because it is so meticulous and it is so perfect.
That was something I want. How do you, I mean,
you actually, when you start doing it, I've made 6 quilts in my life by hand, all the way from the start to the. I don't own one today. I don't know whatever happened to them between moves and kids and everything else. So it does. It took me a couple of months to do a quilt. Now I did baby quilts for the kids, the grandkids, and that type of thing. So that's kind of. So I cheated and didn't come up with a really big one. So, but it does. It takes a lot of time and a lot of thought. You look at it and the colors combined. In other words, they got it. You don't see this one's the star pattern is very stark. It's really all the bright patterns and things. This other one with the pale yellows and green, they match their colors. They knew how to do that, and they did it. They had enough pieces. So it's the yo-yo quilt is probably the one that they would do anything Mod Podge of colors, fabrics, and whatever. Most of it's cotton. They used cotton because there was a lot of it, and it was easy easy to get. You had a rip in the shirt went to a bag. That's going to make them out of quilts. Tear and Papa's pants, that was put aside and was going to be used for a quilt.
Pretty much any fabric they had, they could turn around.
I remember my grandmother, she had the scrap bag.
Yeah.
She had the scrap bag.
Yeah.
Now, my daughter got into quilting years ago. I think she was 13 when she first got into it, and she loved it to death. Now, she cheats a little bit. I mean, she uses a machine, of course, and does the design, builds the top, and then she sends it off to get the quilting design put onto it as far as the sewing part. But I know she's done 3 so far that I know of. And she's won so many awards and stuff off of those. It's amazing.
It's really hard to find somebody today who will do. There are people that do nothing but the hand quilting for the tops. When you go into most of the shops today, they're machine quilted. They're not hand quilted. So to find one, and there's always the price tag is astronomical, because not that expensive, but you're talking $700, $800 for a hand quilt. But if you think of the amount of time that was actually put into that, they never get back the value of the time that they put into it.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Because you get 8 to 10 ladies over at the house all afternoon.
Yes.
5 hours, 8 to 40 hours is, right there. You're talking about matching the colors, and it's right, because it's Easter weekend. I can remember, as special as Easter is, I kind of dread it because of all the new clothes. And I remember in the 60s, I mean, literally taking 2 socks and holding it under the lamp to make sure that they matched. So I can just imagine, 8 or 10 ladies sitting right now, does this color match with this, and I could just imagine that discussion, because I've seen my mom and dad. Well, I think that design, it's like somebody's going to crawl under the pew during the church service and pull your pants leg up to see if those socks match. You know what I'm saying?
I actually did that the other day. I came home from work, realized, I said to my husband, do you notice anything? And he goes, no, why? And I said, pulled my pant legs up, and I said, I have never ever gone to work with 2 different socks on, and I did today. Look at this. But in the morning when I put it on, they were matched together, threw them on, didn't even think about it, and I went, nobody noticed.
No. Nowadays, But boy, back then it was, oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, that was a no-no.
So how did they match their colors? I mean, you could,
well, they
in
saved
that
pieces.
scrap bag,
In other words, all your greens and yellows. Even then you had a color wheel. It comes natural to you.
Really?
In particular with the art. You're not going to put. Well, you could put a red with that. That would really brighten it up and do things. But that's pretty muted shades. Pretty much muted shades. They didn't put bright and muted shades together. They had enough fortitude to do that kind of thing. So, but I really wish you could see the detail of that hand quilting. It's really truly amazing. So it's you really need to come down and see it.
Well, in order to see it, we need to go down to Calico.
You need to come down and see it.
I mean, we can show so much on 3 cameras down here, but the whole idea is to go down to Calico and visit.
and it is. It's open now. This Friday we're going to be closed because it is.
Yeah, Good Friday.
But normally it's open Tuesday through Saturday, this with the exception of this Friday, and it's open from 10 to 4, and it's worth the time. It's worth the effort to go down there. There's other things to see in Calico. You can go across the street to the museum. You can go to the Wagon Wheel Antique Store. You can have lunch at the printing press. Go down to Between the Buns. Go to the, there's a lot of different places that you can.
Explain lunch at the printing press.
We stop at the printing press. I always get told you have to remember that there's other restaurants in town. So I try to go and get them all in there while I can.
But the printing press, you go eat at the printing press.
But the printing press is, or just ice cream.
Oh yeah.
Or just have ice cream.
Yeah.
So
rediscover Calico Rock, folks. You have a blast.
Oh, it's wonderful. It really is, and we're working on it. We've got new windows open. When you come down Main Street, I did with Charlie Crawford, the 2 of us. She's my marketing person, and we just put a window together called "The Mountains Are Calling," and it's music. And so what we've done is we've put the huge picture of the mountain in the background, 3D'd it with "The Mountains Are Calling." We've done stand-up figurines, cutouts, and we have most of it has to do with the Barksdale family because they were big with music in our town. Also, the Hossair Pullers that was originally in 1920 with Al Smith. We have equipment. We have musical instruments. We even have the old cigar box fiddle and all.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And so we've got those in there. And on the neat that I like to do is we have, so when you walk by, we have the music starts playing, so you hear the music from the outside. So when you walk by it, you hear it, and it's on the whole street. It's really neat to do. It's fun things to do.
You know, it's so much fun to come through Calico, and they've got the bridge. I was down there a couple of times where they were repaving the bridge 2 years ago, I think.
That took forever, I thought. I didn't think it was ever going to get done.
It takes a lot to do those bridges.
Yeah. Well, they had found out once they got into the bridge that some of the rebars were gone, and they had to come in and do it. And that was not in the quote, so they had to go back and try to figure out
where on Highway 5, the one going over the river. Yeah. They had that portable stoplight out there for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
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 Wow. Well, we need to rediscover it. Let's throw this. Can we throw this back up? Let me get it squared back up. This is Calico Rock Museum and Visitor Center, the Calico Rock Heritage Visitor Center, Monday through Friday, 9 to 4:30, Saturday to 4. Yeah, you close tomorrow in honor of Good Friday. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. Yep. Now they can even go and get it on their phone if they don't have a computer available. They can go to their app stores and download the Calico Rock app, and you're all set. You can get everything in there, so it's a fun thing to do.
Art and Science Center, Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll
that's the art. That's the Art Center is open Tuesday through Saturday. The museum itself is open Monday through Saturday.
Mm-hmm. And we want to shout out to your sponsors, First National Bank of Izard County and Woods Feed and Farm Supply over at Jordan, Arkansas. Thanks for sponsoring that. We need to take a break. Looks like, what's that, 7:46? Yep, another break coming up. Stick around, be right back.
Okay.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
So there I was, naked as a jaybird in the shower with soap in my hair and eyes when I lost water pressure down to a dribble. I immediately grabbed my towel and dialed up Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service. Jake came right over and fixed my water pressure. Now I can take my showers with confidence. Just call Jake.
For all your sales and pump needs, just call Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service, 870-431-5445. He offers high-quality stay-right product.
Sure, all mowers cut grass, but only a Ferris mower with suspension technology can provide you with increased productivity, quality of cut, durability, and comfort. The caster wheels and cutting deck are connected to the frame beneath the suspension. This lets the deck follow the wheels as they move up and down in relation to the ground contours. Maintaining the distance between the deck and the ground results in a beautiful, consistent cut. Visit your local Ferris dealer to experience the difference suspension makes.
Hi, it's Bob and Linda Zadora. We're the Z Team at Century 21 Lemac Realty. We'd like you to meet the rest of our team.
When you are working with the Z Team, you will find that not only are they down-to-earth people, but they are trained professionals who work with downsizers, first-time homebuyers, and clients who may want to relocate to our beautiful Ozarks. Our team has agents who specialize in lake and river properties, listing and selling raw land, acreage, and all residential homes. Listing your property with the Z Team will help get it sold with unmatched Century 21 global marketing. You can find out more at retiretoarkansas.net.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home.
7:49. Can we take another look at the White River? Yeah. Take a look at the White River. This is it. That's going to be coming down your way here in a day or so. That's at Cotter. Brought to you by the Z Team, Bob and Linda Zadora, for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. The beautiful White River at Cotter. And we're talking with Gloria and Sanders from Calico Rock Museum and Visitor Center, and we wanted to talk a little bit about the Frisbee golf course. We talked about that last month.
Yes, we did. It's a new thing. It's taken a couple years to build. I think you remember Greg said it was really kind of unique. It was like, you know, go out there and walk through and see Frisbee coming by. And they did have their first tournament, and Candy Lester was the one who was in charge of that. She's going to probably come. I'm going to schedule time for her to come and explain exactly how it is. And there's special, you know, they now have these special Frisbees. They've got putters. I never heard of a putter Frisbee, but there's putter Frisbees. And
really?
Yeah, there's 3 different kinds that you use. And so, and her son has started out as an amateur, and he's still an amateur, but he's working with the pros, and he has beat some of the pros in some of the fields. So it's amazing to watch. You know, you kind of think, how are they ever going to hit that little, you know, that screen piece? And they do. They do it. So it's really neat.
Done that? I've never done it. I've seen it. I know what she's talking about with the screen piece and stuff like that, and I'm the same way. I don't know how in the world they hit it. I mean, you see these guys, I've thrown Frisbee, and if I'm within running room, I'm good for you to catch it. But
give me about 40 acres and we can chase it down.
And,
you know,
but to have to go around a tree to get to it? No, I don't think so.
I mean, they can actually angle exactly what you're saying, to steer around a tree and come in right where they want it.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing on pitch. And
it's almost like curve, slider, or braking. Yeah. I mean, really.
It's just, it's amazing to watch somebody that knows how to do it, because
it is amazing to see it.
I had no idea.
I had never heard of it before, so when they were talking about it, you know, you think of the bigger Frisbees. These are a little smaller, but heavier. But still, you can use a regular Frisbee. I still don't know how you're going to get it. To me, the regular Frisbee doesn't want it sliding, but there's a chain. When it hits the chain, it drops into this little basket.
Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah.
So it's,
but how they can, you know, if I had a Frisbee right here, I guarantee you I could hit one of these walls.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. If I threw it, it would probably land right there in front. The dog is not going to play with
camera over.
Yeah.
So and where's the Frisbee golf course? Is that the park coming into Calico?
It's at Rand Park. Yes, it is. It's the one on Highway 5 coming into the park.
That is a nice park.
And it's a family thing. This family. It's a beautiful park.
It is.
We're working on doing a lot more with it. When Greg was here, he spoke to you about the mayor, that he's working on it, and they're trying to do some really exciting things. We're working with economic development to see what we can do to get things really
rolling. It'd be nice to be able to camp down there.
Well,
that's what
we
I was
talked
saying.
about
Campgrounds
that.
would be a big hit down in that area.
The little creek they're on. Now today is going to be a little bit fuller with the rain, but it's just so peaceful down there.
It is peaceful.
And if you go a little bit farther into the woods, pitch a tent, get your little stove and lantern, that'd be a nice place for a weekend, just to camp down there.
It is nice.
Yeah.
It is there are some logistics with it, because you only have those little restrooms. Mm-hmm. So there is some logistics end of it with it, and I don't know charging wise how it would go. We talked about it all the way back to Calico.
Good.
So it is something that Greg's looking into, and the city council it'll come before city council. They have to make that decision whether or not it can be done or not. I don't know when the park was donated to the city, whether or not there are restrictions to it. I know that when we had our Mountain Man rendezvous, we had them down there, and it was a weekend of camping, but we had to get special permission to have that happen. Yeah. So I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen with it.
I mean, it's just an idea, but boy, it'd be fun. Just pitch a tent, take your stove, take your lantern, and you know.
It's very quiet, really nice. Yeah. It's really nice. It's a good area to be in.
So we want to invite folks. You know, we got folks in Missouri watching. In fact, I got friends in Illinois watching. I know this. You want a nice vacation, come down to Calico Rock, Arkansas. What, 24 miles from Mountain Home?
It's 23 miles from Mountain Home, from the where the line is, where it comes to us. It's a little curvy, but it's not so bad. And you can come across 177 and come in that way if you didn't want to do the curves. It's straighter, it's wider roads. But it's well worth coming to Calico Rock. We have a lot going on. Like I said, we have our events on our events page. I try to keep up with getting them out to everybody to let them know what's happening in Calico Rock. We're taking a little hiatus there for events and trying to get the exhibits inside the museum. We're doing a fire and flood exhibit, which is one of the things we're working on. I mentioned the new window outside. Yep. That's amazing. We got that going. The Art and Science Center downstairs, that's my full-time right now. At the Art and Science Center, we have moved the crime scene back into a back room. And so this area that's about a quarter of what you have here is I've been working for the last couple months coming up with new exhibits to go in there, all science-oriented. So we just did one on constellations. I was really proud of it, and I had an astronomer come down and say, I said, what do you think? What do you think? Well, if you hadn't done just the zodiac, it would have been okay. But I was like, you're kidding. But I didn't have the Big Dipper, and I didn't have the Little Dipper, and I didn't have I was like, oh, great. But we're working on it. This is the 500th anniversary of Leonardo da Vinci, who is the father of science, passed away 500 years ago.
Wow.
So we are actually doing an exhibit showing his interpretations of some of the models of what he did. And on the same table, I'm putting robots, old and new. So we're doing that. We've got
boy, this is something
magnets.
else.
We've done electricity. I have the plasma ball, where every once in a while, when things really get stressed, I run down there, put my hands on it, and I said, "Just yes, it's going to work. It's going to work." So it's fun, and we have a huge rocks and minerals coming from Arkansas.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
We have microscopes. We have huge lava ball showing how that works, and the human body, we have that, and we've got nature. We are doing an excavation of, obviously they're not true dinosaur bones, showing kids how to go about excavating with brushes and that type of things, and gloves, how you don't touch things. You're usually wearing gloves when you do that kind of thing. So it's a fun thing. I haven't even gotten into the animals. I was really disillusioned because I had this wonderful idea, only to find out that the animal that I wanted couldn't do it. And I was like, oh man, now I've got to come up with... Well, I didn't know that guinea pigs just cannot go through tubes. I've seen those tube things. So I was going to have the tubes would run through the top of the ceiling, so the kids could just go like this, and the animals would be traveling. But a guinea pig cannot travel up into tubes. They can travel this way, but they can't travel up. Well, so I have to come up with something else, and it's not going to be a ferret, because if he gets loose in that building, I'll never find him. Maybe a hamster, but I'm not a ferret. So
a little less than 3 minutes. What have we overlooked here?
I think you've pretty well got everything. We ask you to keep watching our website for new events coming up and things that are happening. I do ask you to please come down to this quilting exhibit, check and see what demos that we have. Like I said, this weekend we are doing a design of a quilt block and how to make a sandwich quilt. That's this weekend. Next weekend will be, then on May 4th and the 11th, we're doing quilting tools. That's old and new tools, what they used in today, what the tools that we're using today. And then the last is the one workshop is we're doing a crazy quilt. We have a lady who is really, really good in the modern art. Some of the things you look at it and you go, okay, all right, I know her, she's crazy, and that's what's called a crazy, but it's wonderful. It's beautiful, and she will show people how to do those. She has them all over the world, so it's kind of a neat thing to know that but these three women should be praised for what they've put together. I'm super, super proud of it, and I thank them for it. And I hope that we can come up with something as well as this quilt next time around for something different. So we're always looking to do something new.
You bet. All right, that pretty well wraps it up. Let's take another look at the White River and the beautiful White River from Marion County.
It's a beautiful river.
And then we'll go, that's nice. That's gorgeous. And then the current radar, we'll switch over to the current national map. On the radar, most of Arkansas covered in rain. It is moving northeast, east-northeast right now. Lucky me, I get to go to Nashville this afternoon, and so I get to go through that mess. So, my goodness. Anyway, tomorrow we're taking tomorrow off, and so I want to take a minute to thank Roller Funeral Home, Baxter Regional Medical Center, Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team, Old Time Restaurant, and Brewed Awakening Coffee. We want to take Good Friday off. We're going to run a rerun tomorrow. We're going to be doing that here in just a few minutes, getting that ready to go. We'll have a intro for Good Friday, but want to wish everybody a happy Easter and hope Good Friday's a lot of, just think about what it commemorates.
There you go.
And so, Scooter, final thought?
Nah, I'm good.
Final thought?
Happy Easter to
Happy
everybody.
Easter.
Come on down to Calico.
Get down to Calico. It's worth the trip. Trust
All
me.
right.
It is worth the trip.
We can close it out by looking at the White River. How's that for ending the week? The beautiful White River. And we want to wish everybody just a happy Easter weekend, and we will see you back on Monday. Tomorrow will be a rerun. So have a great Easter holiday, folks. We'll see you on Monday.
Thank you.